Hi, my name's Rob Evans. As a leader, the quality of the contribution that we make in our organisation and the opportunities that we're going to see in the future are much more likely to come to us as a consequence, not of our technical skills, the technical acumen, the professional development, the professional training that we've undertaken, or simply perhaps the professional experience. We might not even have qualifications in what it is that we do, but will certainly, almost certainly have been promoted to the situation of leader based on competence in a particular technical or expert discipline. But our future professional opportunities are much more likely to come not from those technical acumens. Once we're in a leadership position, they're much more likely to come from the quality of our people acumen, which of course includes our leadership acumen, but also our communication skills, our relationship building skills, also our ability to sell ideas, maybe even to sell to customers, because all of us provide a service. Even if we're in a back office role, we're still providing a service to customers inside our own organisation. We always provide services to a line manager and so on. So our people acumen is going to be really helpful, but also our business acumen. The more senior we are in an organisation, the more of a business focus we need, even if we work in a not-for-profit, because a not-for-profit still have revenue in the form of, or income in the form of the donations from donors, and they still, not-for-profits still provide a service, still have customers in the form of beneficiaries, so business disciplines still apply. So people acumen and business acumen is really important. And against that backdrop, additionally, our ability throughout our career to organise thought, our cognitive acumen, is going to be incredibly valuable. So it's the quality of our people acumen, business acumen and cognitive acumen that's much more likely to differentiate ourselves the further on we are in our career. And against that backdrop, I've evolved to help you a strategic reflection workbook for leaders. That's available free via the link in the description. So go ahead and download that if you're interested in moving your career forward. And essentially what I'm setting out there not only is an opportunity to pause to reflect, but also to think about how we evolve our strategic contribution over time. Being strategic in a role there isn't an on-off switch. We don't suddenly wake up one day and we're now strategic, whereas previously we weren't strategic. But our ability to shift from being very heavily focused transactionally, very heavily focused in day-to-day doing, to being much more focused on having a longer-term view. Not only having a longer-term view, also doing something with it. So, this still means executing. We have to execute in whatever it is that we do. But that movement, that shift, is very much an iterative process. And I think it's a constant cycle of reflection, coming up with some type of planning. It doesn't have to be super sophisticated, but identifying steps, taking those steps, and those steps will be in our role, or they may be in our personal development, or a combination of the two. And then, of course, capturing the outcomes of those steps, learning from those steps, reflecting, and then back into identifying more steps, back into that almost mini planning phase. And I think it's a continual iteration that will help us evolve our strategic capability and help us become more confident strategically in whatever it is that we do. My background, I've worked operationally with over 150 environments, organizations through the years. I've 30 plus years of running businesses, developing teams, leading turnarounds, and assessing businesses for acquisition. And it's that backdrop and it's the lessons of those experiences that I share in all the work that I do. And as part of the work that I do, I put together, as part of the programs that I deliver, but also every Friday I publish a Friday's question, I put together videos, short, punchy videos that are aimed to share an idea, provoke thought, trying to help you reflect on what it is that you're engaged with at a particular point in time. And the whole idea really is to help you put structure to some of your thinking, but also to stand back and perhaps just have an alternative perspective on what it is that you're doing. So I'm going to share one of those videos now. I hope you enjoy it and get great value from it. I hope you enjoy this video holistically and get great value from it. And if you do, please give the video a like and please do subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And I'm going to run that video now.
Most, if not all, organisations want to drive some form of better return than they're currently driving. And if we're seeking to improve an organisation's performance, I think there's 4 areas that we can look at. First of all, we can consider in detail the environment that we have in place for our people and for our customers and partners and suppliers to work with. If we're energising to work with and for, then we're much more likely to be successful. There's many parts of an environment that we can look at and almost turn every stone, and we will find somewhere some areas for improvement. So I think the environment that we design, we create, and often organisations actually don't consciously design the environment in which their teams operate and with which their customers operate. It's something often that's a consequence of simply how the organisation's operated and the events that have happened in the previous years, acquisitions, changes, management changes, and so on. So the more consciously we think about environment, the more likely I believe we are to be successful. Secondly, our leadership team is making day-to-day decisions, and I think the more commercial our leadership team, the better the quality of our decision making. And of course, we expect the CEO and the head of sales to be very commercial in outlook, and often we'll find if we have a COO, of course the COO typically will be quite commercial, and often our CFO may well be quite commercial. But typically, we won't find every role has quite such a commercial outlook. And I think the more we can equip our leadership team across the board to be very commercial in outlook, the more likely we are to be successful. So focusing on the commerciality of our leadership team and ensuring our leadership team is commercially confident, obviously, clearly very conscious of leadership, but very, very commercially aware. I think the better the quality of the decision making that we will find in our organisation. The third area I think we can focus on is our sales professionals. Our sales professionals often are very product focused and often may well be quite technical in orientation and won't necessarily be thinking, they'll be thinking about the product, but they won't necessarily be thinking about the business outcomes that they're trying to drive in their customers and their prospects. The better we can equip our sales professionals to get in the mindset of our customers, to get in the mindset of business leaders, to really think about business outcomes, and of course this takes education, training, coaching, guidance, experience, the more likely those sales professionals are to be successful. So I think if we can equip our sales professionals to be really commercial in outlook, that can really help us. And I think the fourth area is to think about those individuals that are frontline, day-to-day dealing with customers that aren't sales professionals in orientation. They quite possibly will be pre-sales, post-sales, there may be ops folks, customer services folks, there may be leading projects on site. Those individuals that day to day are speaking with customers, those individuals that already have some sense of a relationship with customers, are in a fantastic position to be able to find greater opportunities for us within those accounts. And the more that we can equip those folks to be commercial in orientation, but also very focused on how to go about building stronger relationships with our customers, then the more likely we are to unearth opportunities and the more likely we are to be successful. So I think those are the 4 areas that we can really focus on if we want to drive additional numbers. How well do we perform as an organisation across those 4 dimensions?
I hope you enjoyed that and got great value from it. Please do give this video a like and please do subscribe, as it really does help. Don't forget to download your strategic reflection workbook via the link in the description. As I said, it is free, so it's a resource there for you to draw from, and I hope you get great value from it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.